Hello? Is this thing on? Is this thing recording? Good morning. Good morning. Happy Sunday, everyone. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please. Okay? Happy Sunday to everyone, okay? Good morning. I hope your morning's well. I hope it is. I just came to mess with y'all. Yesterday was beautiful outside. So my family and everybody was just like, yeah, we outside today. So we were barbecues, washing cars. I mean, it was a great day. It was a great day. It was. So sorry. Sorry. I wasn't outside at all. Okay. Shout out to my boo Tip West. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I love you. Y'all shout out to my boo Tip West. We love her. It was her birthday the other day. I still need to call her and well, I definitely say happy birthday to her. But I need to like check on her. Like, how was your day? What did you do? I just love her. So shout out to my boo Tip West. Happy birthday, sweetheart. I love you. Um, and my boo too persuasive. I believe her birthday is this month too. So shout out to my boo too persuasive. I think I'm pretty sure it's her. I'm pretty sure. So shout out to my boo Tiff. Shout out to my boo too. Okay. Happy birthday, ladies. Happy birthday. I love you both. Um, someone says, can I remove what? Can I remove what? What can I remove? Um, Hi, happy Sunday, everyone. Ooh, look at y'all. Look at y'all. Can you remove the circle camera? Can you send me a cash app? No? PayPal? Yeah. Imagine coming here asking me to move stuff around. I mean, I mean, send me a few dollars if you want to come in here rearrange and stuff. I mean, that's fine. I'm not against it. Just like I'm not against a Cash App or a PayPal or I'm not against any of those things. I'm never against a request by payment. I'm never against you putting that in uh, 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 the note on the donation. Oh yeah, I listen to those all the time. You see me up here reading these super stickers and stuff. So yeah, if you got any other requests too, if you want a box or full circle, vertical or horizontal, yeah, I'm all for it. Gays, so shout out to you. Shout out to you. But yes, I'm all for it. Hey, I'm all for it. But I don't know anything about this. I just hit go live. I am gonna hold you. So you have to tell me like where it is. And I don't want to touch nothing because yeah, it's just what that word. So but I'm all for it. Why? I'm all for it. Shout out to all of y'all Truman and Carrie and emphasis. How does she get SSI for a son without doctor's note? When I have to go through the process of getting my daughter's SSI benefits, I have to show proof of her disability, etc. It's a great question for her. Um, but he's on it. Yeah. I didn't say that Holy Hands did. Yeah, you gotta talk to Holy Hands about all of that. But I will say this. Holy Hands was going through mail when she stated that. So she has somewhere to stay. She was showing proof of something. I'll put it like that. But after we get there, definitely love to elaborate a little bit more on that. Shout out to my boo Dayla. She says, Happy Sunday, Sean. Happy Sunday, Dayla. Happy Sunday, sweetheart. Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much for that. I love you guys. B Spot said you definitely have to prove a disability. Two said, I love you, Sean. I gotta run. Where are you going? Hurry up, girl. Happy birthday, boo. Lena says, love you, Sean. Oh, love you too. Shout out to Kia. Hi, Kia. Shout out to Caitlin. Um, Millie says that's he and him. Hey, she says holy hands. I'm just, relaying the message. Is all that Davy Way is doing. And Tisha says she takes herself to opponents, but not Junior. Correct. Correct. B Spot says Chrisean lies so much. Fact. Um, Facts. Coco said, how are you? I'm fine. How are you, sweetheart? How are you? I'm doing great. Good day. Got some rest. Spent the time with the family yesterday. It was great. I feel showered and teeth brushed, tongue brushed, going to the gym after, well, actually, I'm going to do a coffee. I have to because I know they like Sean. So I'm going to do a coffee. And then after coffee, I'm going to go to the gym. So, now you still look sleepy. Do I? Do I? I feel like I'm up. I haven't even had any coffee or anything. I'm just up high of life. Them yellow dads and then just set her up. You think so, recession? I don't really think you can set up an idiot. um, you know how a lot of dudes be out here cheating and then they get caught like the same day or like during, It's like you really can't set up an idiot. So sometimes it was just destined to fail. Is what that word. Please, if like y'all know, we try to stay at least 10 minutes. We do our small talk before we go live, so that I don't have to keep repeating myself because y'all know how y'all be coming in. Y'all be like, oh, what he talking about? Start over, John. How much did I miss? How long you been live? So I try to give y'all some time to get in the building because I don't give y'all much time with my notifications because I don't get like notifications. Well, I just hop live. Like I don't schedule my lives out so that y'all have a decent amount of time to like get ready, like go sit down and yell at your kids, and all that stuff. So I'll be trying to let y'all do that because a lot of y'all yelling at y'all kids right now. Some of y'all just got home from church. Some of y'all driving home from it or on the way to it. And whatnot, it is Sunday. Correct. Um So yeah, I'm trying to give y'all a little bit of time. Shout out to over 400 people in the building already. We haven't been live 10 minutes. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Shout out to the Truman Show. She says happy Sunday just because you're cute. Oh. And to the best mods and chat. Oh, mods, they talk about y'all. Yes, please say that because they be girl. Shout out to Truman Show. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I really appreciate the super sticker. Thank you so much. Shout out to Cherish with the super sticker sending. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Happy Sunday and good morning, sweetheart. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I love y'all. I love y'all. Shout out to Sierra. She says, hey, Sean, I love you. Oh, I love you too. I think you do such a wonderful job delivering the mess of info correct. Thank you. I don't y'all know I'm messy. Y'all know I'm messy. These girls don't like me. These girls don't like me. We don't care. We don't care. Do y'all know how mad they be? Do y'all know how mad they be at us and y'all for being over here? Because they hate y'all. they don't know why y'all like me. They don't get it. They don't get it. And it's just hilarious. It's funny. We laugh at the girls. So shout out to my boo Trimisha says holy hands is hilarious. That's what she say. They all in the chat talking about some with her against Zenith, saying hashtag holy hands. Holy hands. Girl, Luciferic hands. Yeah, it's all the devilish stuff that she done did with it. But yeah, they're so mad at us. And that y'all support me. And I want to keep thanking y'all. I really appreciate y'all the petition to just, always tagging me and sending me stuff when y'all see stuff and y'all being just as concerned about a lot of these topics that we have. So shout out to y'all. You know, I really love you guys. I really do. Please hit the likes. We are 10 minutes in. We are 10 minutes in. Please hit the like. Okay. Never says someone shout out to someone who K Ben. Hi, K Ben, I love you. Tana said dirty hands. Like, dirty hands. Yes. Shout out to my boo K Ben. Thank you for the super sticker, sweetheart. She says, I love you, Sean. I love you too. Y'all know I love me some K Ben. K Ben, girl, where you been at? I know you be here. I know. In the class and said, yeah, I'm gonna need you to drop on down. And say hello to me because I love you. That's my lip right there. Yes, horrible hands. I cannot alcohol hands stop. Who y'all going in? This is why I don't like y'all. That's why I don't like y'all. And they always trying to blame me. Okay? Little peace. Little peace. But it really be y'all. It really be y'all. So yes, hair flip. So the title of the show, Proof Chrisean Rock gets SSI for Junior and has $1 million life insurance policy on Junior. Good girl. We're also going to get into the crippled pastor and Tokyo Burnt Gap Toni. Doja Elf was over there arguing with her black daddy and a little bit Merv. Ooh, and a little bit Merv. Now, I told y'all we was going to talk about the bald-headed, give me a few dollars pastor, okay? Pastor Collection played around at that church over there. We're going to get into him and how he's weird and how his wife really can't stand Chrisean and neither can his daughter. They cannot stand her. Okay. We're also going to show how the pastor walked off on Chrisean on stage because she keeps getting up there cussing and being the heathen she was born. Absolutely. She keeps going up there by her staff. So we're going to get into that. And we're also going to get into Chrisean, speaking on Chrisean Jr. being on Social Security. And we're also going to talk about this $1 million baby that she keeps calling him. Okay. So shout out to all of you. Shout out to my boo. Hold on, boo. Oh, I did it right. Shout out to my boo Angela. She says, hi, Sean. Hi. Says, love you. Oh my God, I love you more. I love you more. Thank you so much for the specific sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all, please hit the like. Please hit the like. Thank you so much, Angela, for the super sticker, sweetie. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. So of course we're gonna start off with Brokio Toni, and we're gonna talk about China because y'all know I like China. I like Angela. That's my girl. So I feel like Black China has worked really hard to turn over a new leaf, and you know what I'm saying. Try to be a good mom and just an overall good person. You know, she's gotten sober, and I feel like everybody deserves another chance because I'm not going to say second chance because I feel like China has had plenty of chances, but at least she's trying to get it right. You know, no time like the present. So, shout out to Black China for that, and shout out to the Truman Show for the super sticker says Henny Hand. You know, we definitely gonna get into Henny Dirty Hands. In just a moment, we're definitely gonna get into her. But thank y'all so much for the super stickers, and please continue to like the video. I would really appreciate it. Tania says she looks great. You talking about China? Because China does look amazing. China does look really good. She looks incredible. So recently, her and Brokio Toni. Let me get Brokio. Let me get Burnt Gap. Okay. Let me get Burnt Gap. Make sure I got it already ready for y'all. So hold on. Oh, I saved that and not that. It's fine. It's right here. Okay. So now, if you don't know, me and Brokio Toni, Burnt Gap, we have a little past. Okay. Now I don't like that hoe. Okay, it just is what it is. I don't like Brokio. Brokio don't like me. What she gonna do about it? We don't know. But back in the day when I used to talk to Hagua, right, the hag, when I used to talk to her, her and Brokio Toni was friends, okay? And they used to speak and all of that while Hagwire was married to my homeboy Goomba. Shout out to Goomba. Shout out to, you know what I'm saying, Goomba. We love Goomba over here. So when they was married, Burnt Gap, Tokyo Burnt Gap used to be friends with them. Okay. Now, when everything was, you know, when Hagwire, everything was going on big over here, you know what I'm saying? And shine everywhere. And shout out to my friend, the official campaign, when we was over here running things with the whole Hagwire before she became a sector. When we was over here running things, I had Hagwire. And at this point, I had no issue with Tokyo Burnt Gap Tony. Okay, her. I didn't even see her. As far as I was concerned, like whatever. But she was over there hanging out with the hag. They would jump on each other's channels and they would do content, together and whatnot. And I never said anything because I didn't care. Shout out to y'all, whatever, right? Because we're not haters over here. So I never said a word. We never had a problem. Okay. Tokyo Burnt Gap, one of my friends, the Official King Kane show, and all that. So it was cool. Like, I'm saying there was nothing, there was no issue. Shout out to my Bunia. So there was no problem, right? With my, I'm about to get you a super sticker. There was no issue with us. Okay. So then Hagwire and Goomba at the time when they were married, well, they kind of still are, but whatever. They had this big like blow up with their relationship, okay, with their marriage, and it was live. Shout out to Nosy Ho. Nosy Ho had kind of popped Jaguar on her community wall and had said some stuff that Jaguar had confided in her about about her and her husband's marriage, and Jaguar wanted to do damage control. Okay, she wanted to get ahead of the story. So who other than me did she choose to come and like do that with? Like whatever. Like I didn't care. Like it had nothing to do with me. But she hit me up and she was just like, I want to come over to your show, Sean, and I want to let them know that me and my husband are not going through what they saying. So I'm like, okay, whatever. Shout out to Nick. She says, Sean, darling, hi. Just happy to send it to you in chat. I did my 4 a.m. physical therapy. Love you. Oh, I love you too. I wish Junior was doing his, girl. Poor thing. Poor thing. I wish that was real. Because she said, we up at 4 a.m. And girl, you up at 4 a.m. to pee and lay back down. Shout out to you. Thank you, Nia, for the Super 6 sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Shout out to Green Eyes as well for being a member and says, do Burnt Gap. Girl, you already know we're about to do Burnt Gap. Green Eyes, girl. You already know we're about to get to Burnt Gap. So, Burnt Gap, Tokyo Burnt Gap Toni ended up getting mad at me because Hagwire and her husband came over here and sat on my show and we talked about what was going on like publicly, right? So she got mad. She was pissed. Tokyo Burnt Gap Toni. And then she went live cussing me out. Like she was so mad at me. Like I'm like, why is she coming for me? Like, I'm like, what did I do? Like, but y'all know me, I ain't got no sense. I ain't got no sense. So of course, like I fed the energy because like, well, what's your problem with me? Like, what I do to you, right? So we start going in on her over here because she tried it. She tried it. Brokio Burnt Gap, you tried it, bitch. So because I had no issue with Burnt Gap, like no issue at all, right? And then all of a sudden she was just so mad at me. And then she started going live, cussing me out. And she was sitting over there with that black amount on that blunt. Girl, she was sitting over that black amount. She was like, John David Wayne, you were fucking idiots. John, I'm gonna kill you, faggot. Jay, you over there with them kids? Come and kill. Come and kill. I'm in my niggas. Kill Sean. They gonna kill him. They gonna kill him. I put a bag on that thing. Sean David Wayne. He gonna die. Y'all get over there and say goodbye to Sean. Because that motherfucker about to die. I think I got this bitch with some food stamps. And she gonna give them to this crackhead that I know they gonna kill her. Just because I didn't all the way take care of my daughter. I was still like a mother. Listen, hold on. It's the maid at the hotel because I stay in suite. I'm only in the hotel because I'm working for Zeus right now, Bashan. You pay rent, nigga. You pay rent, your kid's ugly. You better kiss them little ugly motherfuckers. Cause you about to die. You about to die. Shut up. You gay. You take booty and licking in your booty and you're putting your booty and putting your booty and putting your booty and putting your booty. Okay. So I was just over here like, wow. Are you mad at me? Are you mad at me? Brokio, are you upset? You want you like you want me to die upset? Well, okay. So then I started playing her getting evicted, the video of her getting evicted. It was necessary. So I started playing the video of her getting evicted and, you know what I'm saying, her fighting the landlord and the landlord winning the fight. You know, all of this, she mad at me. Ooh, then she was real mad at me, y'all. So then I had to make it even more upset, y'all. Hold on. I had to make her real angry by ignoring her. That's all I did. I ignored her. Because we were bored and we have so much other stuff going on. So I'm just like, yeah, we don't have time. I was just letting people know that I see you and I don't care. That's all I was doing. And I'm like, girl, you tried it. Hold on. Ooh, hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the super stickers before they leave because of you guys. No, not new comments. No, damn it. Okay. Shout out to, because I can still see it at the top. My boo Nia, she said, okay, she said, Sean, darling. Okay, I think I read that one. Shout out to my boo. Shout out to my boo Angela. Again, I believe this is Angela. Yes, this was Angela. She says, I was so excited for the live. I forgot to ask you a serious question. When are you coming to Houston? Hurry up. Yes, soon this year, over the summer, because I want to go see Tip West. So I'm definitely coming to Texas this summer. I gotta go see my girl. Like I miss her. Like I just like it's been too long. So I have to go see my girl, and I'm gonna do it this summer. So I will be in Houston this summer. Okay. Oh girl, I gotta let you know. Maybe go get some drinks with me and Tip West. Yes, but shout out to you, sweetheart. Thank you for the super sticker. I'm gonna look thank you. I really appreciate it, Angela. Thank you. So I started ignoring Brokio because I was busy. Okay. I'm a busy girl, right? So then Hagwar had this Scamadolphia thing that she used to do over there in that diaper, Funky, talking about, being a failed background singer and how, what I'm saying, she was SA, she was SA, she wasn't, whatever. So that's the first time Brokio and I got to see each other like face to face, linked on being able to speak to one another, right? So then I went up on a link with the official campaign. Shout out to my friend. And I was up there on the link. I was like, "Hey, King," and he was like, "Hey," Sean. I'm like, "Hey, friend." And then I was like, "Hey, Hag," and then Hag was like, "Hey, Sean." So I was talking to her, and it was two other people on the panel, and I spoke to them, and then I didn't say nothing to Brokio, right? So then Brokio gonna get all in her feelings, y'all. She start getting mad. Like, I'm like, girl, pipe down. Oh my God. I'm like, what you? Like, no, I ain't gotta say nothing to you. Girl, this ain't your show. I said, yeah, this is the Auntie Podcast, bitch. I ain't gotta say nothing to you. I said, don't you hate me? Like, why? Like, why? I don't have to speak to you, right? So she got so bothered because I didn't say hello to her. I came in here like this when it come to you. Yeah. I went around the panel and spoke to everybody on purpose just to leave you out. Because I could have came and said, hey, everyone, hey, specifically the official King Pang. Hey, specifically Hagwar, right? Hey, specifically, like I did that on purpose, right? So she got so mad. She was about to have a bitch fit, right? And then she started calming down because Hag was like, trying to calm her down. And I'm like, no, let her pop. Because I'm telling you, I will light her the up. I'm like, okay, now I'm coming in here cute. Look at here. I'm coming in here real cute, like I was born. Girl. So I'm like, look, I ain't bothering nobody. And at that point, I wasn't bothering anyone. Even Goomba, her husband, he was like, yeah, Sean didn't. Like, right. I'm like, I didn't do that thing. But so I just didn't speak to her. So she felt some way, right? Why would I speak to you? Like, you're threatening me. You're doing all that. Why don't I speak to you? Like, whatever, right? So then she started trying to talk about basically how she get hot-headed and how she, sometimes she don't know how to calm herself down. Basically speaking to me, saying like everything she said, she was just being hot-headed that day. Like she was just going through some things. And I still looked at her like, so? You should have raised your daughter. Yeah, that's always going to be that chip up there, sweetie. I think you should have raised your kid. Yeah, like then you want, what I'm saying, be walking around depressed. I mean, like you should raise your kid. Like this is what it is. You didn't, whatever. So like that's just how I looked at it because I'm like, that's the only chip that I see on your shoulder. Escort, statute. That like yeah, whore. Like yeah, so that because that's how I feel. Like I'm ready to go in. I'm ready to go in. I played her over there on Discord playing with her Uchi Wale Wale. Yep, she got a whole SEX tape. We watched it. It was gross. We watched it. It was gross. I was putting a link in everybody else Discord. Yes, I still have it. Let me make sure. Correct. I do. Because I uploaded it on a porn app. Correct. 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 Okay. So, yes. Sure did. Hold on, let me make sure it's still up here. Yeah, 15 minutes, 56 seconds. Okay, hold on. It's an ad playing right now. Okay. Let me see. Boom. Yeah, here she go. Select. Select. Soluera. 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 Hold on. Soluera. Looking like Black China. Tokyo, you want me to move the notebook? You want me to move the notebook? Why you wet? Why you wet? Why your titties up under your armpits? Yes. Yes. Why you can't go like this? Griff. See, I got the whole video of you taking the only bath you done took probably in your whole life. So it's just like, yeah, we got you literally soapy, sooted, wet, and gross. We got it all. We got it all. So I did all that already. Cause her, okay, like don't play with me. Cause I'll take it there. I have no sense. I have no sense, right? So it's just like leave me alone. That's all I can say. Cause I wasn't bothering you, Mister. I wasn't bothering you, sir. So yeah. And I don't hang with unfits. So I understood why Hagwar hung out with. I'm like, you need money, I'll take care of your kids. So it's just like I get it. Okay, both of y'all gave up. Both of y'all had kids. I'm just like, I get it. Y'all have a lot in common. Okay. Absolutely. Y'all know the road of going the opposite way of your child. Like y'all know that. Correct. Y'all, every time y'all seen y'all kids at 4, 5, 6 years older, that's y'all. I get it. I get it. You know. But when it comes to Sean, you know what I'm saying? So she was up there, she was trying to make it seem like, she was like apologetic, for like everything that she had like said about me because I'm like wonderful. And I acted like I didn't hear because I'm just like, girl, as far as I'm concerned, because I was going to get my get back. I absolutely was. So I'm just like, this because you tried it, because I've been busy, okay? And so I've only been able to drop certain stuff about you. I've only been able to harass you like light. You've been like lightly harassed. But when I'm done, don't worry about it. All over it. Or I'm be all over you like that dial soap and you put you in that shower, girl. That's just what the word. So y'all, I ignored her. And then Hag was like, well, Sean, do you hear where she coming from? I said, somebody was talking. Somebody was speaking. Somebody was speaking. So then she got mad. Burnt gap. Then she got mad. Yes. So she got mad because I was like, somebody was speaking. Because I honestly was not gross. I couldn't even tell you what it was all she was saying because it was just ugh, you know. So I'm just like, yeah, girl. So I'm like, somebody was talking. So then when I said that, Maria, I'm like, girl, take care of your. You're just now you don't raise your daughter. So then we had went there. I'm like, So yeah, we had went there. So then after that, we didn't like really have any more like bump into each other's right until Hagwire had went to jail. So then when Hagwire had went to jail, right, I had told Hagwire on the phone, I'm like, girl, Brokio do not got your back. She out here doing, blah, 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 right? Now, it wasn't really like true, but it wasn't like not true either, right? Because she really didn't have her back. She really wasn't doing anything, right? So then I had said that, and then I had told Hag that. So then when I had told Hag that, Hag had told the Fish King Pain. And then the Fish King Pain was talking to her on live. And Brokio had heard that I was talking to Hag about her, right? So then Brokio Burnt Gap, she had went live and was like, she was gonna raise this money to get Hagwire out of jail. She was gonna buy her out. What is her bail? She got her, right? So then I couldn't wait for Hag to call me back from jail. So Hag calls me back from jail. I'm like, girl, Brokio said she's gonna bail you out, girl. She over there putting up cash apps and said that people over there cash apping her, girl. And she supposed to have the money and ain't nothing but $1,300 to get you out, girl. She probably got way more than that just from like one person, girl. You know how people be looking out for you, Hag. You know how they be sending you money, you stupid bitch. You know how they be sending you money, and I'm a girl. So Hag believed me, which she should have because I was true. Like I wasn't lying. Like she really was over there saying she's gonna get out of jail. All that, right? Girl. So I was being even messier. So I called Hag back. When Hag had called me back, I'm like, girl. So because she had Brokio had got mad because at this point in time, King Pain had to go fund me up to try to get Hagwire out of jail. And she had got mad at me because I was talking to Hag about her. Although she wasn't talking to Hag at all. Like just like Hag could call me, she could call her. She wasn't answering her calls. Burnt Gap was not answering Jaguar Wright's calls. So, okay. Brokio got mad and went live with like $10,000 in cash. So Brokio get mad, girl. Or she get mad, girl. And she go live with all of this cash. It was like 10,000, something like that. And she was just like, damn, motherfucker, Sean, they come live with this. And then she like fanning money, all of that, right? So we over here cracking up. We go like, cause she driving, she threatening me, saying what she gonna have done to me. She said she was taking the money right then and there to put a bag on my head again. And then she was a girl. This live had us crying. She was driving down the street. I bullshit you not. Okay, this was happening in real time. She was driving down the street, pulling over to random people, asking them if they knew who Sean That Boy was. Girl. A girl. A girl, she was driving around. Hey, you know Sean, baby, motherfucking way. You know. And then I pull off. I'm like, are you okay? I'm like, wow, I love this. This is amazing. No, he's not out of jail. That's Googleable. Yes. So, girl. So she was livid, at this point in time, because I mean, literally driving down the street, asking random people if you know who Sean Davis is, was everything. Was everything. So she was putting together like this little like trans TV show or something like that for Zeus or someone. Okay, she was putting this trans reality show together. So then we start going live, telling the trans women to stay away from her. Okay, they were starting to listen. And I didn't know that they was listening. We were just trolling. Like, honestly, we were just over here trolling. We was just trolling. Yeah, for that fake network. Yes, Shantae. You remember that fake network she was talking about? Yeah. The wannabe Zeus, them. She was talking about them, right? So we was telling the trans woman to stay away from her because she had found 2, 3 of them. Then you had Nantucket. Over here, y'all know that weirdo with the hard. Anyways, he was trying to get on the show, as well, all of that. So it was hilarious. So it was just this big, huge war. And then she involved the Fish campaign. So then when we finally got Jag out, I told Jag, like, she was out here talking all of this about us. Like, are you really gonna let her talk about us like that? Are you really gonna for real? For Jag, for real. I done had your back. Okay, you really gonna deal with her? And then they fell out. It was wonderful. It was wonderful. So Jack chose me over Brokio because then they got into it and they were beefing, okay, for quite some time. And then they ended up getting back together, hanging out with Tokyo or Black China. And yeah, then they ended up becoming cool again. But yeah, and Brokio said that, Burncap said it in the live that they had did when they invited the Hag over to where they were. And she said, because the fakey way, because of Sean. This I said exactly. Like I told her I was gonna get her back. And I did. I did. She was sitting over there popping it while she was cool with Hag. I'm like, watch. I'm gonna break y'all up. Watch. I'm gonna get you, bitch. I'm gonna get you. And I did just that. So then I got her. I told her I was gonna get my get back. And I did. Like, you think y'all friends? Are y'all sisters? You sure? We'll see, girl. So yeah, so she's like hated me like ever since. Anyways, moving right along. Right, took about 5 seconds. Yeah, it didn't take much, boo. It really didn't. When you got two fake individuals dealing with each other, it don't take much for them to, yeah. So I'm moving right along. So Brokio, Brokio, I got your porn there. Okay. So let's get into Brokio. So Brokio over here, she said all of this horrible stuff about China. I'm not even playing it because it's just like a lot. She's talking about China allegedly going to get, aborting a mission with a child and all that. Girl, we don't all that. That's just, all because China wouldn't sell her $20. So since the live that she did, cussing China out didn't work, she ended up doing a live stating this. Cussing China out didn't work, right? So she does this instead. Get into it, y'all. Get into it. Can we hear the sound, please? Oh, there we go.
My daughter is a master manipulator. She's not my daughter no more. She's Angela. Whoever the fuck she is. She fucked me over so much. You know, I had no more room left for her in my life. She lied on me so bad. So bad. And I just took it. She stopped everything. Always been jealous of her own mother. Always been.
Ooh. Not just her own mother, other way around.
Always her whole fucking life. Yeah, then she's older. She want to pull moves like this. Bitch, fuck you. Take your kids with you. Because she want to just keep hurting me by not letting me see them kids, and I didn't do nothing but help her whole life.
Okay, well, we know that's not true. With these crunchy lips, girl, you just over that melting, just over that melting, girl. Um, why would you say f her and her kids? Ugh, this never ages well for you, girl. Okay, China don't owe you anything. How many times do we have to tell you this? You don't get to control her. You don't. See, you're jealous of China. China don't have nothing to be jealous about. Oh, about what? What? You live talking about some how many more of my grandchildren did you unalive and all of that? Why would she want to drop her kids off over there? Why would she want to pick you up and bring you anywhere near any one of her children? We all know that you don't know how to raise them. You even raise her. And then the women in the chat that were having an issue with her talking about, abort the mission, she was saying that, well, anybody in my chat that got an abortion, oh well, I kept mine. You didn't though. Imagine. Her grandmother did. She always gives her grandmother props. Children not gonna lie about that type of stuff. They usually don't, because you can prove otherwise, right? So imagine one of my kids coming forward being like, my dad or my mom wasn't there for me. I have a lifetime of photos and videos and yeah. To say otherwise is like, are you sure? Like, are you sure? You know, she don't. She don't see the years with her in pictures with China. When China was coming up, the years hop. They hop. So that means somebody else was taking care of her. That's true. So again, why would China have to bring her kids around? She never did that. Ugh, I don't. I get that you only get one mom, but if I was China, let her go. Like sometimes trash is just trash. Filth is filth. It just is what it is. You can bring a stray dog in a house. It doesn't mean that they're going to be potty trained and that they're going to not bite people. And it don't mean none of that. It don't mean any of that at all. And that's what your mom give. Like she give like a stray dog because that's how she acts. And then she acts old. You don't owe her nothing. So don't let her guilt you into making her feel you feel any type of way because you don't. Because she don't have a life because she pushing 60 years old and she don't have a foundation. She don't have a home. She don't have a family. That's all on her. That's all on her. Because she want to lead with that dry ussy. Because that gets old and quickly. Leading with your body. You're only young for so long. And then it's on to the next. Is really how it is. So that's not your problem. That's not your fault. Brokio is the type of person that don't want better. She wants things handed to her because she feels entitled. A lot of narcissists are like that. They feel entitled to things. They don't have to wait in line. Everything should come quickly. When I ask, it should be given. That's entitlement. Entitled to what? To what? Don't let her ruin you. Don't let her make you go backwards. None of that. None of that. Keep pushing. Because whatever you're doing is good. Because the devil busy, and that's who your mama is. When you do good in life, you upset the devil. The devil don't like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. See, your mom liked you better when you were Black China. She liked you when you were drinking all the time and hanging out with the wrong people, and all. She liked that. Because then she had more control over you because you needed her. When you were going through certain things, you would need her. When your kids or stuff like that, you'll have to call on her. Now you don't. You call her just when you want to speak to her. She don't like that. Mm-mm. No, she wants you to be reliant on her. So she wants you to go back to drinking. She do. She wants you to go back and do all that stuff because then she had a better handle over you and your pocketbook. It was easier for her to get things from you and gain things from you. You were a yes man at that point in time because she was needed. It's easy to say no to somebody you don't need. It's easy to say no to someone that adds no value into your life. It's easy. It really is. Just like it's easy to ignore someone that doesn't add value into your life. Like when somebody try to come to you and tell you what you should do. Like they're paying any one of your bills, all of that stuff, as much stress as we go through on a day-to-day basis. If you're not coming through to ease that stress, yeah, your opinion doesn't matter here. That's why we weren't asking for it. Not at all. So yeah, if you're not doing if you're not coming around to be a solution, we're good. We have enough problems. Okay. But we could always use a good solution, and she's not that. But back in the day, when you were going through the things that you were going through, China, she was the solution. You would call on to her. You would bring her in. You would let her take the wheel when it came to your life, because sometimes it was just out of control, like your life was OC. So now that it's not, now that you're in control of things, you have a better handle on your sobriety, you have a better handle on the direction you want to go in life and what you want to do now. She wants to ruin that because that's what she's jealous of. Again, imagine your own mother saying that you, as a daughter, is jealous of her. Jealous of what? Jealous of what? Like, it gives like she's competing with you in like the looks department or something. Like, it's like, what do you mean? What better, like, how? Better, like, how? Like, what exactly? Would China look at you and be like, I'm jealous of what? China kids love her. You call China all type of bitches and like you go in on her like she a female on the street. That gives jealousy. When you're jealous of your own child. Like how you jealous of your own kid? You should be defending your kid. Like not worse than the people in the comments. Like you worse than her ops. But it be the people that we know. It be the people that's closest to us. It be your own people. Your own people, girl. It do. A lot of the times. So yeah, trying to ignore this hoe. Don't worry about her. Keep living your life. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay on the journey you're on. Don't let her knock you off of it because you're doing great in life. From what we can see, we couldn't be prouder of you because China done been through some shit. China done did some shit. All that. She has. She's no innocent. She's not. She's done some crazy stuff. But she's a person that has really tried to get over the things that she's done by doing good and putting good karma out there so that good things come back her way. So shout out to China for that. I think they're all on rugs. No, I think Brokio is just diagnosed and just non-medicated. A lot of these women like her, irrational, nothing that they do kind of like sums up to equal anything. It's just a bunch of noise. They're usually stuck in their head. And that's what's going on with Burnt Gap. She's just stuck in her head. She's her own worst enemy. So when you're your own worst enemy, you have to target somebody else because it's hard to look in the mirror and go in. It's hard to do that. When that's what a lot of people need to do. They'll project that energy onto other people because they don't want to deal with it themselves. Because they're narcissists. And narcissists don't take accountability. They don't. So she has to be accountable of how she's treated people. And since she don't want to be, since it's always what people have done to her, how people have tried to make me look, how people done lied on me. It's always me, 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 me. Me, 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 me. They can never see it from the other person's perspective, or anything like that. They're not trying to hear you out. Those are the type of people that you could be like, hey, but look, cause and effect. You did do dot, dot, dot. Maybe she's not over that. Oh, no, they trying to hear none of that. Oh, no, that's too much like right. So, yeah, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that at all. They don't want to hear it at all. And she's that type of person. Ain't no helping her. And there's no helping her. Medication and therapy. And she don't want neither. Okay? That's what Brokio gives. She never has a real reason of going in on anybody. The stuff that she says. And then you got people on the internet that gas her up and make her think that what she's doing is okay and what she's doing is normal. And then she'll turn that energy onto her own daughter, the same energy people have been supporting, and then they'll be like, why are you treating China like that? Like, oh, come on, auntie. Come on, Toke. That's your own daughter, da da da. Well, y'all been encouraging this type of behavior. What do you mean? If she was talking about Tia Kemp or just a random celebrity or a random person on the internet, y'all don't care. Y'all encouraging it. Y'all clapping it on. But this is how you know that a person like her need help, like mental and medication, because that none of that makes any sense. It doesn't. How she just attacks people. That for what? Like it's never like, oh, okay, well we understand. No, it'll be like you're missing part of the conversation. With her, it's always like you missed part of the conversation. Even when she was on that podcast and she would get into it with certain people like Carlissa and get into it with, Tia, it's like you missed part of the conversation. It's like, why? But why though? Like, why are we here? What? It never made any sense. So it's like, what the is going on? That's why the show didn't last. You can't do that with somebody like her. Not at all. Mm-mm. That would have been better if they would have just gave the show just to Tia Kemp. People like Tia Kemp, and she took care of her kids. Carlissa, no, not a good parent, and neither would Brookie or Toni. Okay, and Carlissa, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Children are the best report card. Speaking of unfits, Carlissa, this your son Andre. It's your son Andre. What did Andre say? Andre said he just posted this yesterday. Why you trying to act like we cool and you know we ain't? I'm scared to death of that crazy old lady. Respectfully, she the Pied Piper and puppet master, pulling all the strings, buying souls like the devil herself. I'll f with that old evil hellraiser again. Respectfully, she lost her mind at 50 with all the fame. It's the worst thing for some people. Again, respectfully. They should have just gave the show to Tia Kemp, somebody that raised her children. They should have just gave it to Tia. They should have just gave it to Young T. Correct. Correct. Never involved unresolved issues with our own people to try to resolve issues between other people. That's weird. That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah, like again, I don't care what Carlissa says. You're a bad mom. You're a bad mom. You are. Your kids are the best report cards from Callie to Blueface to Andre. None of them have good things to say. They don't, and they should. The good should definitely outweigh the bad. Well, most of us, I'm sure we've had bad with some of our parents, but overall, it's probably been good. For the most part, it's good. And that you should be able to express that. You shouldn't go right to negativity when it comes to a person. Why does Andre go right to negativity when it comes to you? Why? There's a reason he does that. There's a reason. It's the same thing with Blueface. Like he don't really ever have anything nice to say. I feel sometimes he feel bad for her, but like overall, he never has anything nice to say. When it comes to her, not at all. Mm-mm. You really don't. Not too much nice to say. And then with Callie, she's had her issues too. Their sister, she's had her issues too. She says certain things. So again, like her, you're a bad mom. You're horrible, horrible. Yeah, I wouldn't let her nowhere near my kids. I wouldn't. Now, I wouldn't mind my kids seeing where they come from, meaning they're around me and they see you cool. But yeah, she's not babysitting, none of that. None of that. Oh no. You taught your own nephew how to go down on a girl and your son? Like, what is wrong with you? Ugh. I wouldn't let her nowhere near my kids. No. No, not at all. Now, you could be around them around me. You could be around a mom, but you alone with them, that's not happening. And they wonder why Blueface kids so bad. They wonder why Blueface kids curse so much. Yes, Blueface, Carlissa's sister did an interview, and in the interview, she stated while her son was a minor, he went to visit Blueface and Carlissa. He went to go hang out with them, kind of like the Will Smith story in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Her son was getting into a lot of trouble in the area that he was in, so she sent him to go hang out with them for a little bit so that the things could calm down where he lived at, right? And while he was there visiting, Carlissa taught Blueface and his cousin how to give a woman fellatio. Fact. And she never let her son visit again. Yeah. Blueface admitted it, and so did Carlissa. Carlissa didn't think it was a big deal. She still don't think it's a big deal to this day. She admitted it. So it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? No, she literally showed them, taught them how to, pleasure a woman with their mouth. Why do you feel like that? I would never, I can imagine going to the room right now, showing my daughters like, this is how you please a man. What the? I can imagine my kid's mom showing my nieces, this how you go to. Are you okay? My auntie showing my boys, this how you please the woman. Why? Why? Why is this useful from you? Now, if they're doing that with a peer, but it's still weird. It's like right now, if you were an adult, say your aunt was getting married, you go to her bachelorette party. If they're doing certain things, it's still going to be kind of weird, you know? Like if they're doing the BJ class, to which some women do that during their bachelorette parties, where they learn how to, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's still weird. Kind of like, look, even as an adult, like you could be like 30 and your aunt's 50, you know, it's still weird. It's just something that I feel like you would want to do with peers, like even if they're like cousins and stuff, like no big deal, then it's like, whatever, girl, because it's still like a friendship, with someone like close to your age. But like an aunt or uncle or that's weird. A grandpa, grandma, that's weird, right? I would feel weird. I would feel so awkward if I was with my uncles and we were like learning how to do things to women. That would be weird. I would have my eyes closed. I would want to look. I like, I don't know. I just find that weird, right? So, but not Carlissa. Ooh, not Carlissa. Mm-mm. Carlissa says it's just fine. She literally showed Blueface and his cousin how to do certain things with women. And they were both underage. They were both like preteen teenager, like type age when it happened. Can y'all imagine that? Y'all son coming back from visit his auntie. Like, mom, look what auntie taught me. Like, well, that's a lot. That's a lot, right? So I'm like, yeah, you're a horrible mom. You would have to be. You would have to be. Shout out, y'all. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Over 1,100 people in the building. Please hit the like. I'm moving right along. So, Doja Cat, I hate her. I don't like her. I've never liked her. Y'all know the rapper Doja F. I know. Didn't never know it. That something had been growing. Why don't you have been showing? Why don't you say so? I remember her. I'm a do better than I knew better. I'm a do better I knew better. Y'all remember her? Yeah, her. So, me don't like her. Okay, I have not liked Doja F ever since she laid across that bed and said, in front of those white incel men. Okay, I just don't like her. I don't. I don't. I think that Doja F is a self-hating black, but not black. Correct. I don't think she likes us. I don't. I think she tolerates us. I do. Okay. I think it's weird that in the black community, especially, they'll try to judge a man by either whom he slept with or has kids with, right? But then when it comes to the women, again, double standard, it's not the same thing. Correct. All she do is sleep with white dudes. Yeah. She has no interest in black men or yeah, not at all. White peen, pink peen, red peen only. Okay. If it ain't swine, it ain't by her time. Okay. That's just what that word. That's just what that word. If it ain't clear peen, she doesn't want it. Okay. Now there's nothing wrong with having a preference. You like what you like. What turn you on, turn you on. What you think is hot, you think it's hot, right? But still at the same time, you can tell that she has no interest. in the Black community. I feel that she would do more to get to like know us, and instead of just trying to worry about what type of music we like. Because I think that that's all it is. I think she caters to the Black community due to her having an infatuation with like hip hop and whatnot. But I don't think she gives up about us. I'm talking about us as a culture. Is definitely giving culture vulture with her. She don't with us, but we'll definitely spend our money. But that's just what she's always getting. So Doja Elf has had some issues with her biological father. Okay. I guess he wasn't there for her, is what she stated. I don't know. I wasn't there. Clearly he wasn't either. And she's had selected words for him over the years. They've had exchanges online. But when it comes to Doja Elf, I feel like her white mom needs to shut the fuck up. Yeah, absolutely. Doja, from me to you, tell your mom I said shut the fuck up. Yeah, correct. Now, my father was like distant, but there, right? My mom never badmouthed. She did. That's what that's why people shit. Because my mom never badmouthed my father. She never did, and she could have. She could say all types of stuff. She could have, but she didn't. Mm-mm. I can never recall my mom saying anything bad about him. I recall times where they were like having these like little heated conversations, but there was never anything like, "Oh, he ain't da da da." She never said anything. She could have. She should have been. She should have been, but she wasn't. You know, she just kind of left it where it was at. And she would always tell us that it was up to us. You know, if we wanted to have a relationship with him. Like she would never kind of like force it, or anything like that. She's like, how my mom always say, how I like a lot of my kids at home anyway. So, that's how she would always say it. Like, I like to know where y'all at all times anyway. So, you can go wherever you want to, but you know, it's home. I'm home. So I want you here no matter what. So if you want to go over that visit, cool. But that's on you. You got to come tell me. If you don't come say nothing to me, then he don't come over here. Hey, she always tell me it's my responsibility to be your mom. That's it. I'm not responsible for being two people. I can only be one. So, and she was right. So when it comes to Doja Elf, a lot about our childhoods we don't remember. So it takes other people a lot of the times to fill us in. And it's usually the people that were older, our elders. That's why they're so important because they've seen things that we didn't see. They see things that we may not remember, all type of stuff. So that's why I feel like it's important to respect your elders. Like it is very important for that to be done because you can learn so much about yourself and other people if you go and, drink in a lot of that wisdom that they have. So Doja Elf's mom, from what I'm gathering, seems to have a lot of negative things to say about Doja's father. I don't like one side of a story. If you're gonna badmouth a person, say everything, and then you can still badmouth them. But don't just say the things that you feel that other people will badmouth them for. Don't just say the stuff that they did. Say the things that you did too, or the things that they were doing when they're around. Like keep it real. Don't push a narrative. There's no reason to do that when a person's gonna find out the truth, whether you like it or not. So let's get into Doja Elf talking about her father, and then her father responds. Okay. I just want y'all to hear how immature Doja Elf is. Why I just don't like her, and why I say that she's not for our people. She's not even for our African people. Because how she's sitting here like making fun of the African accent and whatnot. Like I don't like all of that. I don't like it. I don't like that. Like, girl, just say what your father said. You don't have to sit here and like try to make fun of that because you're not making fun of his voice because you're not changing your voice. You're making fun of the African accent, is what you are doing right now. And there's no reason to do that. Like, what did African people do to you? They didn't do nothing. So you're not mad at African people. Your dad just so happens to be from Africa. So it's just like, why do like I just don't like that kind of stuff. Like
And he said,
I'll let you.
on a lighter note, I I was messaging my father because he's here in Africa, and he said that he couldn't make it to my show because because I don't message him enough and I didn't call him on WhatsApp. So I sent him gay porn, and I said if you go to this link, you can get a ticket. It's super duper easy. Um, and he said, "Oh, yes, I will send this to my management. My management will handle all of this at the moment. I'm just very busy doing costume and rehearsal. So at the moment, I cannot do this myself." So fair, right? And so then um, he's at work, right? And he's working. And so he just keeps on messaging me and he says, I'm just very, on a lighter note, I, uh, I, I was messaging my father because he's here in Africa, and he said that he couldn't make it to my show because I don't message him enough, and I didn't call him.
Okay, I just wanted y'all to hear that. I just wanted y'all to hear that. So she said that her father, she sent him a message and wanted him to come to her show. He said that he didn't have time to come to her show, and not just he didn't have time to come to her show. He's busy. He's working, like he's doing things, right? And she says that he also told her that she does not call him enough and whatnot, like using WhatsApp because it's in a different country, to get in contact with him, right? What's wrong with that? You're an adult. You're not a child. You're not a child. That means that he wants to have a relationship, is what it sounds like. He's like, I want to talk to you. Like, you don't call me. Like, you're 10 times busier than him. Now, I would understand if you weren't a superstar, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, maybe he should call you more. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? But your schedule is completely, your busy is different from his busy. They're not the same. Okay? They're not. So you have to take those things into consideration, is all I'm saying. You're both adults now. So spending time is different than spending time as a child. You're not a child anymore. You're grown. So you got to act like that. You have to have an adult relationship with your parent now. I keep encouraging my son about this too. Like, you're an adult now. So we have to have an adult relationship. Not you make a spill, I'm cleaning it up. No. You make a spill, I'm going to step over so I don't get dirty. That's where we are. Okay? So with her, then she says, so I sent him gay porn. Why? Why? And then she has it posted at the beginning as she's talking about it. Deadbeat Chronicles. Okay. Most deadbeats, kids aren't even in contact with that parent. Can't even contact them. Don't even know him or her. Well, him, deadbeat dad. Don't even know how to contact him. Don't know where he at, nothing. That's a deadbeat. But when you can contact a person, when you can get them on the phone, all that, how is that deadbeat? And then you say you sent him gay porn. Why? For what? You're an adult. So what you being an adult, if he's not doing what you think he needs to be doing, you get to cut him off. You ain't never got to be bothering me getting life. Ever. Because you're an adult now. That's what I said. It's different from being an adult and being a kid. Because being a kid is harder to just cut a person off, to say that you don't want anything to, like, that's harder to do. You got laws, you got custody agreements, all that. So, as a kid, you can't just say, I hate my dad, I never want to see him again. Well, you're going to be over there next weekend. I don't know what to say. But you're an adult. So there's no reason for that. Sending him gay porn stuff. Why? Ugh. Like, are you okay? And you think that's cute? Like, I'm so cool. Like, my dad didn't come to my show, so I sent them a gift card. Because I'm so awesome. Like, grow up. Girl, let's finish it.
I can't get to the phone. I can't do this at the moment. Um, and then keeps messaging that to me. And then I sent him the website again. He said, "What is the website?" Because we were messaging each other, but he didn't see the link the first time. And so I sent it again. And he he said, "Darling, what is this? What I'm seeing is gay porn." It's like a porno on my screen, and I don't know if it's a scam because I feel like they're scamming here. So please, sweetheart, I don't know what to do with this. I can't get the tickets. And I can't get to the phone. I can't do this at the moment.
Making fun of African accents. Thinking, like, girl, there's nothing funny about that. Like, and that's okay. If the person in the chat said that they agree with Doja, okay, you're dumb and immature too. I mean, just, so say that. Say, I'm stupid and immature like Doja too. I get it. Because none of that makes sense. None of that makes sense at all whatsoever. Like, you're a dumb bitch. Like, you really are. You really are. Like, there's nothing funny about that. Like, that's just weird. Like, you're a weirdo. A whole weirdo. Because what are you doing all that for? If you don't want to deal with a man, just don't deal with him. If he's a deadbeat father, why are you inviting him to shows? Make it make sense. But he's so this and that. I'm not inviting a deadbeat father no goddamn where. Yeah, I'm not inviting him to do any of that. Why come to my concert when you could have came to my talent show when I was a kid? Like, why? I'm not inviting you nowhere. Now, you can buy a ticket and come yourself. That's fine. You're not coming backstage. None of that. For what? Now, if you want to buy back stage tickets or buy meet and greets to take a picture, cool. That's fine. That's you spending your own money. But I will do nothing to make this easier because you did nothing to make my mother's life easier. I don't care when it comes to me. It's over with. Like, that happened. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to my mom, like, you could have took a lot of pressure off of her. You could have took a lot, like, you could have made life a lot easier, for her. And you chose not to. So why? I'm not doing anything to make life easy for you. It's not my responsibility anyway. You had me, you know. Not the other way around. I didn't ask to be here. And if you didn't ask to be here, you need to go to who had you. I'm not either one of those people. Either one of those people. So yeah, like, I'm not doing any of that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, make it make sense. That is immature. Why would you be inviting someone somewhere that you don't like? That's weird. And then you want to disrespect him and making your own father the object of ridicule. For what? Why? Yeah. When he could be out here asking you for money. He could be beating out your body. He ain't doing none of that. He's still working. He's taking care of whatever family he got. He doing all that on his own. Shout out to Africa. Because look at Brorilla. Look at that dude, bitch, running around here, clout chasing off glow like that. His family out here doing celebrities dirty. Your dad not. He only popping it because you are. He ain't bothering nobody. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. And then want to leave out he's from Africa. Your mammy not. That was her out there being a thought box. And then let's not forget that he took care of your 3 white siblings. That's your problem right now. You want to be white so bad. You not. Ugh. You want to be white so bad. Girl, you want to be white so bad. And then her father, he spoke on that. Hold on.
I want to tell the world, I'm not going to be used by a white woman with 3 kids. That I was feeding those kids. I took care of her kids, Deborah. 3 kids, white kids.
Doja, you hear that? You hear that? You hear that, Deborah? You hear that, white bitch? He said he took care of you and your 3 white kids. And he did. Girl, bye. But she want to sit out here and create a narrative. Like, don't do that. Because that's y'all business. That don't got nothing to do with us. But then he come respond to his daughter publicly trying to humiliate him by saying she's sending him gay porn links and all of this. He say something he wrong. About what? That's their business. They ain't got nothing to do with us. Girl, you just mad. But you mad at your mom. You mad at Deborah. You should have told Deborah, why couldn't you have slept with a white man? My girl, did you really have to thought out? Like, you couldn't have just put the coochie up until you got back to the States? But let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about how he looked out for your white siblings. Girl, she's so mad that her mom slept with him. It's because he's black. She didn't want to be that. She didn't want to be that. Girl, you mad at us, though. You mad at us. Except for mad at everybody but who pushed you out. Mad at everybody but the person that made that decision. That's what it gives. Like, you mad at us because you black? Because you part African, you part black? Like, you're angry with us? Because, girl, they don't tell that part of the story. They make it seem like Doja mom didn't have no kids. That Doja mom met him, she got pregnant, and then he just abandoned them. That's what they make it seem like. That's the story that Doja and her mom done pushed. And then he said while he was taking care of those white kids, they hated him. He said that her siblings hate him. And she live laying across beds to appease white men saying nigger, hard R. To appease them. And we supposed to respect her? Please. Y'all out of y'all rabbit. She is immature and she needs to go sit down somewhere. That was stupid. Leave that man alone. You don't want to be bothered? He's such a horrible father. Denounce him. Excommunicate. Exile. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. Like, girl. Crazy work. God, they nerve, girl. Oh, ugh. Doja is trash. Absolute trash. Ugh, moving right along. What's next? We've been live. Okay. Because I'm going on coffee right after this. Okay. Well, I'm in like 20 minutes. Then we're live on coffee. We're going to do an afternoon coffee today. Let's get into no, not that. No, not bad. No, not bad. Not bad.
Not bad. Not her anger. I'm trying to do everything at one time.
Shut up, Chrisean.
Can't do that.
No.
My child, no, but this could be your.
This is so annoying. Don't allow. Don't allow. Don't allow.
Well, I got my cake or whatever. This is all Junior shit though. But the one that I really care most is the Social Security. The one that came from Social Security.
Girl.
Well, I got my cake.
She got her check.
This is all Junior shit though. But the one that I really care most is the Social Security. The one that came from Social Security.
So y'all, okay, she says, hold on.
Well, I got my check.
So she's saying I got my checks, and she flashes some envelopes, right, from its mail, okay? And she said that the one she said it's all Junior stuff. And then she says the one she cares about the most is the Social Security, okay? So that's her admitting that Junior, okay, and Junior's a baby at this point. So this is her admitting that Junior gets a Social Security check. Okay, hold on.
So I got my check or whatever. This is all junior shit though. The one that really care most is the social security. You know, okay, social security.
So the one that came from Social Security.
Go.
Oh, Lord.
Is that Blueface doesn't seem active in the child's life because of his disability. Hold on.
Are we back?
I said my son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones.
Oh, is the girl?
Every child is different, and I'm confident in his growth. If I said it, he had a disability, then he. But it's like, don't tell me. I ain't saying none of that. I ain't saying none of that. Watch your mouth. It's like saying someone, a doctor, anybody speak against your kid or yourself, then you should not accept it, bro. Anybody, if they're guessing or whatever, no, the word said what the word says. God said what the God says. I don't have to accept what you. So it's really like me, like protecting a revelation that I heard from the Lord over my son. Girl. And then it's like redirect.
Girl. I'm trying to hear that again.
Well, I got my check or whatever.
Well, I got my check.
This is all junior shit though.
This is all juniors.
But the one that I really care most.
The one I really care about most.
It's the Social Security.
It's the Social Security.
The one that came from Social Security.
The one that came from Social Security. Okay. So for people thinking that Junior's not on disability, because I know that you have to go through like doctor's appointments, etc., in order to go. I believe that Chrisean, while she was saying with certain people, rather Chastity, Tareen, well, I'm not Chastity, Tareen, or Tessa, she was applying for certain things. And that's afterwards. Because the place that Chrisean had, I believe it was in California before she got booted from there. Where I believe she applied for his Social Security benefits was in Baltimore, where he was born. And she could have easily used someone's address, rather family friend, to get him. I believe it was family to get him Social Security. That's what she's saying. Now, I'm not saying like I looked in the system and Chrisean Jr. gets Social Security. No, I'm not violating and I'm not doing all that. I'm just not. Like, I'm not about to pretend I'm family. It's not that deep. It's really not. And I'm not trying to. I think that's weird. To be calling places like that, trying to figure. You know what I'm saying? When she has said it out of her own mouth. Now it's possible that he's no longer on Social Security, which is why she needs because there are things that you have to keep up with, as well with Social Security, I believe that whether they need a monthly or whether it's like a household report or whatever. I don't know. But I know that there are things that you have to keep going through with. And if you're changing addresses or stuff like that, you definitely need to be like alerting them of it. So I don't know. SSI doesn't know she's making money. Shake my head. Someone is helping her because you are supposed to report. Now, Nikki, are you supposed to report your income if you're not on Social Security? So what I'm saying is like this, like, so say like one of my kids is on Social Security. Does my income affect what they get? Or is it like separate? Okay, y'all saying yes. So you have to. Okay. So are they paying the benefits based off of the mother or father's wages? So are they like basing it off that? Like you make this much, so we're gonna give your kid this much, you know? Like okay. Okay. So is there just my last question. So is there a way of not qualifying because you make too much money? Is do they do that? Can't saying no, China does not. You're saying if he's under 18 or under 21, yes. You can only report to okay. Y'all saying yes. Some of y'all saying no. Okay. I just always wondered that. Because I don't have any experience with Social Security otherwise. I have my clients when I was in healthcare. we had to, deal with Social Security, like talking to them on the phone and making sure they got certain mail, and stuff. But we didn't like know much about it. Like we didn't know much about their case or what they had going on. That was like their payee, so like they dealt with all that stuff. But if they needed any information from the house, like the group home, that we worked at then, because of course the guardians, they're not there unless they stop by and do it themselves, but they would have us do it too, like as staff, like, can you go to the Social Security office and drop this paper off for this, or can you mail it, blah, 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 or fax it? But that's as far as it went. So I don't know much about Social Security. No, it doesn't matter how much you make. No, if it's a child, Social Security requests your medical records. Okay, right. The Social Security is if you work or become disabled. Okay. You do supposed to report your income so that it's, oh, okay. The son's going to SSI, doesn't have a disability. Girl, because that was my question. So I'm like, but you say you don't believe Jesus, why have Jesus? You don't even claim the disabilities, but you claim in the checks is crazy. But you claim in the checks is crazy. You on national YouTube, okay? Over there with the damsels that you done slept with allegedly. Girl, and he ain't got no disability, but I'm cashing the check. It's crazy work. Um, Crazy. SSI and SSDI differs. One is not based on. Oh, okay. Well, okay. So SSDI is that disability, and the other Social Security is like more sort of like age, like when you get to like retirement. So they're like different, right? Right. Okay, I think yes. Okay. So so the wage reporting, that's more so of with the Social Security when you're reached like retirement age. And then with Social Security with a disability, it doesn't apply with the wage, or does it apply with both? Or it applies with both? SSDI comes from monies that you pay in the system. Okay. You worked and then become disabled. Oh, okay. 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 So SSDI. Okay, so then what's the Social Security if you're just born with a disability? Because if you're born with a disability, you like never worked. So what is that called? Is that still Social Security? SSI. Okay, SSI. Okay. 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 Look at me learning. Oh my God, I'm so smart. Oh my God. I could go work at the Social Security office now. I pretty much know everything I need to know. Um, that's what Junior gets. Okay, so Junior would get SSI. Okay. SSI is low income as well. Oh, okay. Sean Malone pulling the strings. Okay. We smart, give us a Sean job. Correct. I got y'all. She probably getting a check for her being crazy. I definitely feel like she gets a disability check. She definitely gets one. Ain't no way in the world. Ain't no way in the world, Craig. She don't get a disability check. That's why I feel like she was saying this is Junior's, meaning she gets it too. She definitely gets a check. Definitely. For sure. Okay, that rattle brain over there, girl, that tin man over there with the cornrows, girl, holding hands, girl, because he is a child. Okay, okay. That's why I feel like she was differentiating. Why she was saying this all juniors, because she talked to them too. She talked to them too. So yes, they have a relationship as well. Correct. Both Miss Nephew have also make both disability. Oh, okay. Yes, 10 men with the cornrows. Yes. Yes. Or you can do scarecrow with the cornrows. She ain't got no heart or a brain. So, according to Zeus, pays her way too much for her to qualify for Social Security. But see, Zeus is not annual income. That's a here and there. Like she's not. like a cameraman, or something like that, because those people get paid like consistently. She just get checks written out here and there when she's featuring. So if she was making like money with them, like work for Zeus, then I could see that. But yeah. So I don't write very much seasonal. Right, it's not bi-weekly, right? Yeah. So I don't know if they would count that. Because it's definitely not counted as a gift. Because when Lemmy is going to do his tax, we're doing taxes, he's not saying that these is gifts. Like he's saying these are paid employees. Is what he is saying. So she is being paid as an employee through Zeus. Shonda check is not for the baby. What does that mean? What does that mean? Because she says, hold on.
Honey. Where's the book? Well, I got my check or whatever. This is all junior shit though.
So she pulls it up. She says, I got my checks. And she says, this is all junior-ish though. Okay, let's keep going.
But the one that I really care most is the Social Security.
She says, the one I really care of most is the Social Security. Touching the same envelopes that she said were all juniors. So if it's not junior's check, who would it be? Whose would it be? She don't have any other kids. She don't have custody of any of her nieces or nephews or anything like that. So whose would it be? Yeah. Yeah, she's never been in the army, military, nothing like that. So most of her sisters don't work. I believe Charlotte with the crack mouth has had all of them on Social Security. All of them. All of them. Mhm. No, I think she gets to check too, but she said that's juniors. Like I'm a firm believer. I am a firm believer with not arguing with what I hear and what I see. Mm-mm. Now, if y'all have a link with the full video and she's saying like this is my Social Security check, then I'm all for it. And I'll play right now and be like, yep, nope, this is da da da. But she literally says it. She says this is all juniors mail. She touches the same mail except her favorite one is the Social Security check. That's her. I, I don't know. I know she's slow, but I'm gonna choose to believe what she just said. Life is different, and all she do is lie. So you really can't combat a liar. You can't combat a liar. You can't. So she a liar. Like that's all she do. So to say she said anything, how much honesty do you think you're getting when it comes to her? Like what credibility does she have? Right? So either way. That's why I said a lot of this stuff when it comes to the crustacean, it's not an argument. Like it's really not. It really isn't. All she do is lie. So and she can't keep up with them. That's why it got so bad to where she's writing them down now. To where her team is making her write them down. That's how much she lies. She lies so much that her team make her write it down. Correct. Correct. Her team make her write it down. Yes, they do. Shout out to my boo Josie Laura. She says you can automatically get SSI if you are born addicted to drugs. In some states, SSI depends on how much the parent makes when the child is under 18. Shout out to my boo Josie Lawyer. Okay, and she's never wrong. Okay, thank you so much for the super sticker, Josie nowadays. I love you, sweetie. Josie's never wrong. Okay, so I believe everything that she just wrote. But at least I understand now. Because at first I thought it was something like completely different. Like you know. Because I'm like, well, how is she qualifying for those things? Because it doesn't seem like she doesn't even have a place to live, like of her own. She's a couch hopper. Her son is the playpen hopper. So it's just like she don't like how is she getting any of these benefits? Like you got to be consistent in order to get these benefits, right? But I mean, some people do just stick around long enough to get the benefits started, and then just kind of move on. Rather they'll move to a whole nother state. If you're not, it will also give reason too to why she doesn't have an address, why she doesn't have a place in California, why she doesn't have a place in Georgia or Florida. The Social Security isn't coming from there. Social Security isn't coming from there. There is something that I did hear about disability in Social Security. I believe, and I don't know if it's everywhere, but most states do not allow you to have a PO box. They don't allow you to do PO. Like you have to have a physical address with usually anything from the state. I feel like they barely let you use a PO box getting SNAP benefits. Um, but I do know that they do require a physical address unless it's like you're in the process of moving. Like you already have an address, but until you move into your next place, you're gonna have a PO box and we stand with this part. Now that's different. But just having a PO box and then saying I want disability, they usually they need to be able to track, they need to be able to send things back and forth, and whatnot. And your address kind of is like part of like the verification of who you are. It kind of verifies, you know, your identity, you know. So with most places, most states, they don't allow PO boxes. It has to be a physical address. Yeah, for most places. So yeah, they don't allow that. They usually don't. Just like getting out of jail, they don't let felons get out of jail and use PO boxes. You need a physical address, or you're going to like a halfway house, or something like that, because then you'll have an address. Yeah, they're not just releasing you with a PO box. No, the probation officer, parole officer, they need to know exactly where to go. Like if they need to see you, talk to you, whatever. A PO box ain't gonna cut it. No, they're not allowing that. Okay. Now with jobs, that's different. But with something from like coming from federal, like that's federal money. Yeah, so they're gonna need a federal address to come lock your arse up at it because people do welfare fraud, social security fraud. They do this type of stuff all the time. People getting arrested for it as we speak. So yeah, they don't play about that type of stuff with PO boxes. So I believe she was using someone's physical address. And I believe it's probably her sister, one of her sisters. But I do think that Charla with the crack mouth, they mammy, she put Social Security on all of them. She was an addict. That's what addicts do. That's what they do. Mhm. Correct. Correct. Yeah. I believe that she had all of them, as many of them that she could get on Social Security. I do. That's why I said I believe Chrisean probably been on this since she was a kid, you know, and then went into adulthood, um, still receiving the benefits from it. So yeah, I feel like they have that type of mindset, because some people look to Social Security as like the father of the house, like the money, bringing in the money. You know what I'm saying? Like they look forward to Social Security Day and Food Stamp Day and all of that. They look forward, to it when they're having like a one track mind instead of having parents in the house that's working and all of that stuff. So you used to groceries coming in all the time, having good groceries all the time, not just when you get food stamps. That's what it gives with Chrisean. The refrigerator was only full on stamp day. Other than that, bare minimum. You know, with that many kids, them all living on top of each other, 4, 5 kids to a bedroom, all of that. She said at one point they had a 2 bedroom, and there's like what 12 of them all together, 12, 13 of them in a 2 bedroom. Could you imagine? So, yeah. So to her, in some areas, disability or SSI is kind of like a come up to some people, you know. So, girl, but yeah, she said it was hers, but I'm moving right along. Let's get into this?
Motivation. Don't you supposed to? Don't you? Done with them. Chrisean, no. Queens for. So.
Girl, she up there playing with.
Queens for real. After it's gone.
Then playing with God.
I'm trying to do that. This is like a. No, this is an expensive area. This is like a. No, this is an expensive area thing. Yeah, this is an expensive baby. Like you can't just. I got it, $30 baby, baby. $30 baby, man. You feel me? Nobody worried about your kids. Nobody. I don't see nobody. Anybody worried about my baby. It's like my first magazine coming with my baby. My baby's that nigga, bro. My baby's $5 billion baby, baby, baby. I got paid to do that first little issue, so if they're not paying me, it's my son. I love him. And can't wait to see him again. This is like a no, this is an expensive serious thing. Yeah, this is an expensive baby. Like you can't just I got a $30 baby, baby. $30 baby, man.
Okay, so when she's going around saying she had $1 million baby, everybody wondering like, why does she always say that? Why does she always say she got $1 million baby? So do you have people online that are writing things like this? Okay, and Chrisean is very mad at it, and it says, "At Chrisean Malone, how much is that life insurance you and your daddy Sean Malone got on Junior? Let's talk about it, weirdo." It got 3,600 retweets. Chrisean, the people want to know why you're always calling Chrisean Jr. $1 million baby. Yeah, I'll tell you. Because you have an insurance policy on your child. Mhm. Correct. You always, again, what is Junior doing to bring in millions of dollars? I'll wait. I'll wait. What brand deal does Junior have? What check is Junior bringing in besides Social Security? You keep calling him $1 million, $1 billion baby. Why? Yeah. You act that way because you know you have a policy on it. There was a policy on Chrisean Jr. before he was even born. Yeah. You put a policy on him right away. Immediate. But Chrisean, tell the girls why. See, when I sat over here and I stated that Chrisean when I sat over here and said that Chrisean was drinking on purpose, she was doing Uggs, all that stuff on purpose while pregnant with the boy because she was trying to get rid of him herself because nobody around her, Blueface, her family, would agree to her getting, to her aborting the mission, right? This is why I feel like she put a policy on Junior and she tried to unalive him before he was born because she's stupid. I'm like, girl, even if he would have perished, it would have been looked at as like a miscarriage or stillborn or something like that. You're not an insurance check ain't gonna clear for that. Okay, you have to be alive, like breathing, kicking, all of that stuff for the insurance policy to kick in. Okay, you giving birth and the child passing during birth or passing before coming out of the birth canal is not an insurance policy collection. It's not. Not at all. Okay. You're an idiot. So this is why I believe to where it switched. Since the baby didn't perish, she doesn't believe in getting him any help or anything like that. Because she wants him to go the natural way. She just doesn't want to be looked as the reason. Right? This is where this pastor comes in. The pastor, Pastor Mike, he helps Chrisean feel that it won't be her fault. Why? Because he supports her not getting Junior any medical attention. He supports Junior not going back and forth to the doctor, not doing anything to be able to walk sooner, not getting out of those diapers. He agrees. He agrees. And she now feels vindicated if anything happens to him because it won't be her fault. It'll be God. That's why I'm like, she's literally trying to blame God. You know, if anything happens to him, she wants it to be because I believed in my religion. I didn't believe in modern medicine, you know, or anything like that. I believe that God was going to heal my child. He didn't heal my child. Now my child is deceased. And now as a mother, I just got to do what I can to put the pieces back together. Everything I do is going to be for my son. He was so da-da-da. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. She's completely content with anything bad happening to him. Sooner the better. Sooner the better. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Think about it. If she does nothing, then his regression will happen faster. If she's taking a man to get healed by healers, doctors, nurses, etc., he's going to stay longer. The younger he is, the bigger the payout with the insurance policy. Keeping it real. The longer he lives, the less money. Chrisean wants to do over with $1 million, with millions of dollars. With millions of dollars. Yeah. She wants a do-over, but this time around, she wants to be able to do it how she wants to do it. She knows Blueface loves money. That's really the only reason what was keeping her around was that she kept giving him all the money she was making, putting it all on his books and going to get his jewelry and stuff out of pawn shop, pawning it to get it back out for him, and all of that. So what better to come to you with no baby, no sick baby, millions of dollars. Let's get back together. Let's do this. See, to the world, she has the world thinking that she doesn't want to be with Blueface, but we know that that's not true. And the last messages that they had when they were exchanging text or DMs between each other, what did Chrisean say? Again, y'all have to pay attention to Chrisean. Like, because this is why if I was one of her fans, I wouldn't have been no more. It would have been a wrap for me. When everybody says, stay away from Blueface. Blueface so bad for you. Blueface is not a good person. Da 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 da. Girl. Just what she talking about Blueface. Nothing else. Right here.
And with your single life, I give if you want me back, that requires a different version of you. I'm not asking for perfection, but I need consistency, sobriety, and intentional behavior. Detox from the single mindset first. When your actions match what you are saying, then we could talk about us. First, I don't have to convince a grown man to convince himself till he loves me. Love isn't confusion, nightlife plus alcohol plus chaos. If you still want the streets, the drinks, the attention, and the single energy, that's your choice. But access to me is serious. He said, you be hanging up on me all type of kid shit, bro. Like I'm over all that. If you don't want to be around me, make me feel good, I'm straight. Don't gotta come around me. I said, you are literally my whole heart. I said, I'm not competing. I give everything. I said, I'm not competing. I give everything up to have you as our family day to day. I said, I give everything up to have you as our family day to day. I said, I'm only moving with intention. I said, bye bye. Please, please. I said, I'm not competing. I give everything up to have you as our family day to day. He said, I'm only
give everything up to have you as our family day to day. What family do you think she's talking about? She said nothing about Junior in any of these posts, in any of these messages back and forth to Blueface. Nothing about Junior. And then she says, I'll give everything up for us to be a family. What family? You're not even talking about Junior. You're not telling him what he needs to do to access Junior. You're telling him what he needs to do to access you. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You're telling him what to do to access you because you don't plan on having Junior. When do y'all hear about Chrisean talking about future plans with Junior? Besides her saying he's going to walk and talk one day, although she already told us that he already does that. My son walk, my son talk. I just don't show y'all. Then the video, I see you, shorty. I see you trying to walk, all that. But then when he in front of us, just there. Not trying to walk, not trying to crawl, not trying to do any of those things. How can he with no energy? He hungry. How he gonna do all that? She don't plan on him to. She don't plan on it. He's 16, 17 pounds, almost 3 years old. Pretty soon we're not gonna say he's almost 3. Okay? Pretty soon. We're gonna be saying he's on his way to 4 years old. And again, that's all her sisters gave Junior. Her sister said how at the rate he going, with what the doctor said that he need, about 4 years. She don't get done what needs to be done. He gonna be out of here. He gonna be out of here. Her own sisters. So they know what's up. She know what's up too. Mm-hmm. That's her plan. Her plan is to watch this poor guy perish in front of us and then start anew with Blueface. Start anew. Mm-hmm. If people don't think that they've been sneaking and seeing each other, you're out of your rabbit. Blueface has definitely been sneaking to see Chrisean, and Chrisean has been sneaking to see Blueface. 100%. I do believe they've been in the same places. Natalie just invited both of them to Florida. They were both just in Florida at the same time for the same event. I do think they have been sneaking and seeing each other. I do. Because it would make sense in the messages that she sent him. You are literally my whole heart. And this was just in February. These messages. Last month, she says in an interview, this is from February. Not February 2025. No, February 2026 was their conversations. Mm-hmm. Correct. Yeah, but Blueface gonna get that money. He gonna get that money. So this boxing and stuff that she got going on, whatever check she cashing, he's getting a piece of it. Definitely is. He's been using Chrisean for money. Been doing it. And she allows it. She allows all she used to. That's what her mama used to do. Go collect the money. Daddy, go collect the money and then hand it to her father. So that's what she used to. It's what she's seen her whole life. So grabbing money and handing this to other men. But that ain't the only man she be handing money to. Ain't that right, Chrisean? Blueface is the only person pimping you. Who else pimping you, girl? Who else pimping you, girl?
And anyone else before we split? Okay, yes, baby.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be up under a covenant with a God-fearing man like yourself. And it's keeping me aligned with the truth.
Yeah, baby.
So I'm honored. I'm so thankful. And I love it every time you move something inside me that I didn't know I had buried. So I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. And listen to me, Chrisean. There's some things God has already set up for you that's going to shock the world. You better hear what I'm saying. And and it has a lot to do with Lil Chrisean. And when he walks and in the fullness of what I already know.
I receive.
Okay, because I'll hold you on to tomorrow morning with this.
Yeah. So tomorrow morning with that lie, we all know the pastor is telling her what to say. He even told her the things to say to Blueface. And if you didn't know, the pastor loves Blueface. Okay? Pastor Mike loves him. He wants Chrisean to be what? Girl.
The cleanse for real.
It was a cleanse?
Yeah, and I feel
He
like,
talking about Blueface.
Going into motherhood, with or without your partner, it's like God was like, it was like the kingdom was behind me. I didn't have to fall short.
And I can tell you this, all that is going to be made whole. Just hear my voice.
Yeah.
Just hear what I'm saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, because
it
a lot of that stuff, a lot of that stuff will be restored. Okay, I'm going to
he like Blue. He love him.
Okay?
That's his son.
All right, I'm just telling you what I know. Okay, so
He love who? Who? So again, the message is her saying, I love you with my whole heart. You got to do this and this and this and this and this to be able to access me. That is the pastor. He wants her to be with Blueface. His congregation has already been growing over the years because of Chrisean. Can you imagine how big the congregation will grow to if Chrisean and Blueface walk into his church for Bible study, walking into his church for Sunday service? He already got one. Now he's just trying to get the other. Hello? He's not steering her away from Blueface. He's telling her what to tell Blueface in order for Blueface to be able to access her so that Blueface will be more marketable for the church. Blueface stopped swindling all of these women. He put his eye on the prize with just Chrisean. He wants to try to marry them. Like, that's what he wants to do. He wants to marry them. He wants them to be a part of his church. The both of them. And use Chrisean Jr. as the conduit to make them do so. Make their family whole. Chrisean is telling that man, that Pastor Mike, that Blueface is the father. He don't know what's going on and all up in her. He don't know nothing about all that. Now, I'm sure he's heard. But at the end of the day, he's going to go by what she's saying. She's saying that that's the father of her son. Okay. Well, he needs the father part of the cult too. He needs Blueface. He's the missing puzzle piece. Blue. This is why she's saying herself, oh, he loved Blueface. Why would this man be on stage? Now, this is after Chrisean had Jr. Y'all seen all of the crazy stuff that Blueface done took her through. We've seen it. He done dogged her. Done had her walk. And this is even before he had her walk in the room barking like a dog. This is before the dog bark. Now, as a pastor, he's supposed to be looking at her like a daughter, right? Because she said he like a father. What father would encourage their young daughter especially to be with a motherfucker like Blueface? Who? Who would encourage their kid to do that? Ain't no cleaning him up. So you here pushing this girl to be in a relationship with somebody that we know is not good for her. I don't even like Chrisean, but I don't want her to be with Blueface. No. I would prefer her to be with somebody else that's actually going to come around her and care about that boy. Come around her and want her to do right by him. And that's what I would want for Chrisean. Her to date a dude that's going to bring her and her son in as a package deal. Not just there for her. There for the young boys too. That's what I would want for her. A good example. You know, somebody that's going to put good on her, make her want to do better, make her want to do more. What that? Not no fucking blue face. No. And I don't even like her. But whatever. I ain't a hater. I'm not going, oh, yeah, she should get, for what? No. She stays as far away from him as she can. Run, girl, run. But he pushed her back towards him. Well, you need to get with him. Why? And why is this any of your business? Why? Why folk come? She on stage admitting, yeah, he love Blue. He love him. Why? For what he love? I cannot. Hold on, but wait, there's more. Hold on. Girl.
Motivational Sunday.
Listen to what the pastor say.
Motivational Sunday. Motivational money.
That was the pastor.
I'm done. Motivational Sunday. Motivational money. I don't know, but these.
And then, girl, she said motivational money. He said motivational money. Is he there for the church and the money? And these two women that's sitting right here, hold on. This is the pastor wife and his daughter. Okay, and they sick of Chrisean. They cannot stand her. You can tell. You can tell. The daughter, girl, his daughter and his wife is sick of Chrisean. Do you understand me? Hold on. But this her pastor though.
I'm done with them.
Right.
Oh, no. This, done with them.
Right.
Oh, no. This, done with them. If they slap you, turn the other cheek.
I just pray.
You just pray.
Yeah, like I try like to be the upper hand, like okay, let me get the God way.
The bigger person.
The bigger person.
Right.
And then that person still being stubborn. I just go back to my prayer closet like, hey, Lord,
Work with him or you?
both.
Okay.
But like,
but I want to start with me.
yeah, I want to start with me, but I already got work doing.
Who gave her a microphone? That's what I want to. If they slap.
They sick of her. Okay? The money needs to come faster. Hold on. The money needs to come faster. Because even the pastor's sick of her. Even the pastor. He walks off complete stage. Hold on, because she right here.
Chrisean, don't cuss, baby. Don't cuss. Done. Chrisean, don't cuss, baby. Don't cuss. Done. Chrisean, don't cuss, baby. Don't cuss. Yeah.
Bless the Lord.
No. Faith, destiny.
Like I told you earlier, she not only giving one person, Blueface, all her money.
You put your mouth on them incorrectly, you assist Satan in derailing their destiny. Because greatness is in this one right here. And you shall see, you mark my word, it's a setup for the kingdom of God. And they may take the wrong route like I took the wrong route. Don't laugh, Chrisean. And my sisters are stand up here and tell you, man, Mike, he was so way off. There's no way I'm supposed to be sitting in this position based upon what they saw. There's no way she's supposed to be standing on this stage by me after what some of you all see. But you don't even understand. God is orchestrating every plan. Oh, y'all better hear what I'm saying. Yeah. Won't he do it? Will he, won't he? So if you want to give today, then by all means, there are ways you can give. I thought she was bringing that stack. That stack is wrapped too. I thought she was bringing that stack up there. And there's another famous cat. Don't be digging around, girl. I don't know what you got. I got mine too. Chrisean. What?
It's how you gave it to me.
Wait a minute. Hello? 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 Can you hear me there? Are you kidding me? Girl, are you sure?
Yeah, that's what the Lord put in my heart, so I'm gonna be obedient.
Okay, now let's clarify who this is for. This tithes and offering, or you laying it on me?
You gotta pay your tithes and offering.
I would have to pay my tithes and offering, but this could be your tithe. Let's make it your tithe.
I already did though.
You already did what?
I pay my tithes and offering.
Girl. So you brought this girl on stage, knowing that because it was always about money. You make it about money, and I don't want to make it seem like this pastor's like a horrible person. I've heard really good things about him. I've been doing thorough research. I am putting a surviving together. I'm about this. But again, I don't want to make it look like he's just like a horrible person. From what I've seen, he has done a lot for the community. They do respect him, and whatnot. So, but whatever. She stated that she already paid her tithes and offering, which I believe she did. She lied, but true. I believe she paid it because he said, "Are you laying this on me, or is this just what? Why would she be laying that on you? What you need it for? This be the problem with pastors having these big, nice homes, multiple cars, all of that. Being a messenger is not work. It's not. Really not. Dealing with a lot of personalities and stuff like that, that's work. But anything given to you should be going to the church and the community. Nobody should be able to put anything on you. Like, what do you mean? You putting this on me? Or what do you mean? You represent the church. If she was stopping by your house personally with wads of money, cool, whatever. That's for you. It is what it is because we ain't at church. So, what, girl? You got something to get to the church? Go give it to the church. Go take it down to the pastor's aide, whoever, and they'll make sure it goes where it's supposed to go. But anytime you're in the church, how are you collecting anything for you? How? This is why I don't go to churches with huge congregations, and when I don't. I drive right past a full church. I like going to the church, and there's only about 10, 15 people up in there. I like them type of churches. Then I feel connected. I feel closer to God. I don't feel like a competition. I don't feel that way because that's not what going to church is about. Church is for the soul. It's what church is for. I don't like those big grand. I don't like all that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just don't feel like it's real. I don't feel like people are here for the real reason. I don't. I just them getting out of these big nice cars, all of these cars that cost more than some people's homes and whatnot. I don't like all of that. I just don't feel like if you got all of this and your community is in ruin, that blows me. That blows me. You got this big, beautiful church. You got all of these members. You're getting all of these donations, but outside is trash everywhere on the ground. There's graffiti. There are addicts, and I'm like, mm-mm, mm-mm. That means there's nothing going back into the community. Like, what are you doing? To help. You know, like every week, are you doing food drives and giving food to the community, cooking for the community? Like what are you doing? Are you actually going out in the community and talking to people? Like, are you doing that? My pastor still go to clubs to get members. He'll meet you. You'll come right outside the club drunk as hell. He'll be like, "Hey, hallelujah, bless you, brother. Come here, bless you, son. Come here." He still do that. He literally go to clubs, bowling alleys, parks, all that, bus stations, and look for members. Homeless people right off the street. Homeless people. He had a bus come pick them up right off the street. That's what he do. But that's what we need to see, because that's what make us want to do the same thing. But if you just keep seeing a whole bunch of people coming somewhere dressed very nicely, giving away all their hard-earned money, what is this? My church done paid people rent, send people to go bury people, buried people, sending children to school, paying for they when we pull up donations, when we do the offering, it's not for the church. It's for we usually do donations for if somebody needs something. That's what the majority of the donations is for. That's what it's for. If you want to give to the church, then that's like and when you first come in. There's like little envelopes, stuff like that. You can just leave it there. You know. But when they take offerings, when we take offerings, it's for someone. Other than that, my church don't take offering. They don't. We don't take up an offering unless somebody needs something. But we don't do offerings for the church. We don't do that. You can donate at your own leisure. Yeah. And that's so that everybody can feel the same. So that we don't have, because some people can give, some people can't. I'm sitting next to you, I give $100 and they pass you the plate and you really can't put nothing in. So you pass to the next person. You shouldn't have to feel like a shame or you shouldn't have to feel that. Because that's not why we're here. We're not here for that. So I can't get into churches like that. I can't. And I also can't get into him consistently like putting Chrisean in the forefront. For what? When there's so many other people that need assistance. How is she being assisted? She's not being assisted. She's being used. You're using her. And you're using her son. And you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You should. You should. Okay? You should be embarrassed. I would be embarrassed. If that was my father, I would be very embarrassed. I would. I would be embarrassed. I would. You up here with gang members, people that this is the community of Baltimore. Ronnie went to that church before. And this who you are upholding without even figuring out what, at least as a community, what happened to that boy. And you hear the rumors, Pastor. In our own communities, we find out who did it before the police even have a clue. But the majority of us believe in the no snitching or just don't want to become targets ourselves. So we don't say anything, but we have a pretty good idea who did what to who. So you ought to be ashamed. You should. You should be ashamed of yourself. You really should. 100%. Guess he know Ronnie. He know Blue. Blue live in California. Blue from California. How he on that stage defending Blue, but don't know who Ronnie is, and Ronnie is a Baltimore native. Blue ain't from there. So it's impossible for him to know Blue, but not Ronnie. That's impossible. So cut it. It's plenty of people that live in the Baltimore, DMV, Maryland area right now that know exactly who I'm talking about. They know this pastor. They know him. They know of him. Even if they don't know him, they at least know of. We're not about to make, every place is small. When you've been raised somewhere, everywhere's small. You hear? And sometimes it goes city to city. So everywhere's small. So I'm sure a lot of people in the Baltimore area feel like Baltimore is tiny because everybody know everybody. Or at least of each other or know of that family or heard of that family or. So you know nothing about Ronnie. You have no idea that Ronnie was supposed to be the father of this boy. You so all that escapes you, or do you not care because it does not feed the narrative that you're trying to push? And the narrative you're trying to push is you're trying to get Chrisean and Blueface back together, and you want Blueface to come and join your church. Is what you want. You want him to be a member there. You want him on stage, just like you're doing Chrisean. Just like you want to do him the same way. You want to be able to access Blueface, and you want to be able to do that through Chrisean. But you want to be able to control both of them like puppet masters. That's why it's like a cult. It's like people don't feel the need to think on their own when they have you to think for them. And you're making them think that it's their decision, but it's really not. You are manipulating them into thinking that what you want is what's best for them when it's not. Because what you want to do is use them. Your intention isn't to grow them as better people. Because how are you doing that for Chrisean? If she's publicly going around stating that her child does not have a disability, even if a doctor diagnoses your child, you do not have to claim it, courtesy of you. Courtesy of you. She don't have to take her kid back and forth to the doctor because he's just going to walk on his own and eat on his own and all of that one day because you said so. That's occultish. It's not like God came down or Chrisean felt a message or a strong presence and someone was telling her that everything was going to be all right with her kid. No, it's you. You're man. You're not God. You are not God. And you manipulated her into thinking that you are. This is why she thinks that her own son is Jesus. Because of your manipulation. And you're also manipulating her and encouraging her to continuously stay a narcissist to where she takes no accountability for her actions and the things that she's done. Because you're gaslighting her and love bombing her. Narcissists love that. Narcissists love to be gaslit. They love to be love bombed. They love that. Because then it keeps the focus on them in a positive aspect to make them feel higher than what they actually are. So they're never going to push away a yes man. And that's what you are. In this moment, you're a yes man. You're saying everything she wants to hear. There's no tough love coming from you. None of that's coming from you. This is why y'all will isolate her and keep her there in Baltimore because it fits your narrative. What's it to you if that kid perishes? You ain't going to jail. What's it to you if that kid just don't wake up or stop breathing? Ain't that what happened to you? That's on her. Whether she believed in an ideology or not. Whether she's been gaslit and manipulated or not, that all falls onto her. So it's easy to encourage someone to do something that you would never do. It's easy to encourage somebody at the top of a 30, 40-foot diving board and telling them to jump like you would get up there and do it. You wouldn't. You wouldn't even go up the steps, let alone get up there and jump off. But why not encourage a person that's, go ahead, yeah, jump, yeah. Because it ain't you. You don't face any repercussion when that person jump off, whether they get hurt, whether they drown, whatever. Ain't got to do with you. You're on the sideline. So you're fooling no one. Okay? And we're going to be breaking that down because there's way more. There's way more. But I have to get out of here. We're about to be on coffee at 1:30 Central Standard, actually 1:20. 1:20 Central Standard Time. We're going to jump on to coffee. I love y'all so much. Thank you for all of the super stickers and the super chats and liking and subscribing to the channel. If you have not already, I really hope y'all enjoyed, okay? I came to do this live. I did promise y'all to the other day. I'm like, I'm going to make sure I do it for y'all because I love you guys. But there are so much more we're going to break down. We've been live almost 2.5 hours. So I'm going to jump over to coffee in about 20 minutes here. And then I will be back tomorrow, okay? Y'all been sending me videos, and I'm going to be watching those today. I'm also going to open up the phone lines on the next live that we do tomorrow morning. We'll be live around like 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We should be live. So the coffee link will be on my community wall, sweetheart. Or it will be in my community in about 5 minutes. I'll put it up. But I love y'all so much. And I will keep y'all updated on what's going on with Junior. I do have 2 updates. that we will get into in the next show. Please remind me if I forget. So like, Sean, you said you had updates. So I do have two updates I do want to talk to you about. One of them is really important. The other one is, we'll see where it goes. But the first one is a really good update. Okay, so I will be giving y'all that as well. But until the next live, I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. And thank y'all so much for being here. And until the next show, keep them mad, Perfect Junior, and keep signing the petition. Keep signing. Keep